say, and do will be in accordance with your will. Enlighten our minds, strengthen our spirit, and fill our hearts with paternal love, wisdom, and understanding, so that we can be effective channels of truth, justice, and peace. In our proceedings today, guide us in the path of righteousness for the fulfillment of your greater glory. Amen.
May you call the first thing.
Criminal case number 999100, People of the Philippines versus Arturo Lalapit Isiguro for grave oral defamation provided for under Article 358 Revised Penal Code for continuation of presentation of defense evidence.
Good evening, Your Honor. ACP Sheena Belen, appearing for the state.
Good evening, Your Honor. Attorney Damian, as private prosecutor under the direct supervision of Fiscal Villan.
Good evening, Your Honor. I'm Attorney Amialar Secretario, counsel for the accused, Your Honor.
Good evening, Your Honor. I am Attorney Michael Villalon, counsel for the defense.
Okay. The defense is supposed to present the accused today.
Yes, Your Honor. The accused is online and he is using the account of Mr. Jesus Sobabalanco.
Okay. You, interpreter, you place the witness alone.
Mr. Witness, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth before this honorable court? Mr. Witness, did you hear me?
Cannot hear you, Mr. Witness.
Mr. Witness,
sa kabila na ng sugo. Hello?
You're okay.
okay. Mr. Witness, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth before this honorable court?
Yes.
What is your name, Mr. Witness?
I am Arturo Lalapit.
How old are you?
30 years old.
And your resident address, what is your resident address?
I am currently residing at 201 Biglangawa Street, 11th Avenue, Catleya, Caloocan City.
What is your occupation?
As a accounting officer in the Department of Accounting at the Bureau of Internal Revenue.
Testifying under oath is witness Mr. Arturo Lalapit Isiguro, 30 years old, residing at 201 Biglangawa Street, 11th Avenue, Catleya, Caloocan City, and work in Bureau of Internal Revenue as accounting officer. Counsel, your witness is ready.
Your Honor, would like to offer as evidence the testimony of the witness as stated in his judicial affidavit.
Okay. Proceed to identification.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Witness, in relation to this case, do you remember having executed a judicial affidavit?
Yes.
Your Honor, if the court may please, I will present the judicial affidavit.
Okay. Can you speak?
Yes, Your Honor. Um, Now, I'm showing you a judicial affidavit, Mr. Witness. Is this the judicial affidavit that you are referring to?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So it is from page 49 to 53. Now, on page 51, okay, it has here, it bears a name, and on top of which is a signature. Now, can you identify which signature it is?
It is my signature.
Okay. Now, Mr. Witness, do you affirm the veracity and authenticity of your judicial affidavit?
Yes.
Your Honor, we pray that the judicial affidavit of the witness be adopted as direct testimony of the witness, Arturo S. Dala.
Okay. Who among the prosecution lawyers will conduct the cross-examination?
Your Honor, if it's okay, both of us will be conducting the
Who will go first?
Your Honor, Attorney Damian will go first.
Okay, proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good evening, Mr. Witness.
Good evening.
How are you feeling today?
Quite okay.
Are you relaxed?
Yeah.
Mr. Witness, do you know why you are here today?
Yes.
Please elaborate.
I was here just to defend myself for the accusation by Miss Haiti Elise.
And what is that accusation against you, if you recall?
If I recall, it's all about grave oral defamation.
Yes. Is it probably what you said? Are you familiar with that?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading.
I think it's allowed in cross-examinations.
Cross-examination, so leading questions are actually the norm. Proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Witness, again, are you familiar with that charge against you? You can answer, Your Honor.
Yes.
You're familiar, yes. So, can you elaborate on your familiarity with what is charged against you?
According to Miss Haley, I also utter some words or some phrases that constitute oral defamation.
Thank you. How do you know the complainant, Miss Elises?
Same office, it's a co-worker,
Have you
a co-employee.
how long have you known the complainant, if you can recall?
Sa matagal na.
How about Mr. Rodrigo? How do you know him?
Same through it is co-employee.
Did Mr. Rodrigo used to be your what do you call it, personnel, or was he under you? Did he work for you?
Yes, prior to his transfer promotion, prior to his promotion.
Did Mr. Rodrigo used to be an old, what do you call that? The he's not a regular before. Was he not a regular before?
Yeah, during that time.
And if you can recall, how was Mr. Rodrigo able to be recruited in the BIR?
Objection, Your Honor. The accused is incompetent.
Your Honor, I'll just withdraw. I will rephrase the question.
Yes, let the witness answer.
Okay. Yes, yes, sir.
The witness, do you know how Manloktaw was recruited to your office?
I do not know.
Hmm.
I can't recall.
You cannot recall how he was recruited.
Yes.
Yes. Can you recall you and Mr. Rodrigo spending time in the office? Sorry, may I just rephrase my question. How long did you work with Mr. Rodrigo?
Basta matagal.
And then was Mr. Rodrigo eventually was transferred to another office?
Yes.
In what office is that?
To the other department. Under collection department.
So previously he was also with the accounting department, is that correct?
Yeah.
What can you recall? What did he do? What was his work during when he was in the accounting department?
As a his position is a job order, then he does paperwork in as a staff for that particular department.
Did you have any other personnel who are other job orders aside from Mr. Rodrigo?
Yeah.
How many others were under your supervision?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Your Honor, may we know the relevance of the question of the good private prosecutor, Your Honor?
Okay, that is the relevant.
Your Honor, where the prosecution is only establishing thoroughly the relationship of the accused and one of the witnesses, Mr. Rodrigo.
Or what particular relationship? I
The-
think
to-
Ms. already admitted that in his initial affidavit.
Yes, Your Honor, but we are only finding out now how many or what is the extent of the work Mr. Rodrigo did for the accused.
And for what purpose would that for what purpose would that be?
Your Honor, the prosecution is only establishing if how professional was the relationship between the accused and Mr. Rodrigo.
Okay, to the secretary.
Your Honor, we cannot see the relevance of the number of the job orders to the relationship of the accused to to Mr. Rodrigo. We object on that matter for being irrelevant, Your Honor.
Okay, what is the purpose? You want to establish the
Only if were there any other job orders or fellow job orders of Mr. Rodrigo under Mr. Lalapit's supervision, Your Honor.
So the witness already answered that. Yeah. There were others.
Yes, Your Honor. He did say there were others, Your Honor.
Okay. So okay, to proceed to your next point.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Witness, can we go back? Let's go back to the complainant, Miss Elises. In your judicial affidavit, you stated there. Do you have a copy of the judicial affidavit with you? Yes. If you can direct your here at question number or answer number 15. You did state here that there was a previous altercation between you and Miss Elises. Is that correct, Mr. Witness? Can you elaborate on that? Yes. Can you elaborate on that incident? On why you arrived in a compromise? What was the incident?
It's all about the um, sagutan between within the bureau, and which basta sagutan namin. And then our higher ups called our attention for that particular month.
Can you recall what was the reason why you had an argument?
Hindi ko na ma-recall eh.
You can elaborate.
Yeah.
So, as far as you're concerned, you had an argument with Miss Heidi Elises for no reason at all, Mr. Witness.
It's not no reason, but I just can't recall the exact misunderstanding, but it is based on the records.
Can you recall what was in the agreement of your compromise?
As to the agreement of the compromise, in my only
You can elaborate.
Ah.
Okay. So, Mr. Witness, how about your relationship with, how do you know Miss Ferrer?
she is my co-employee, co-worker.
What office does she work for? If you can recall.
She is also at the bureau under the collection department.
During that day of the incident, did you remember seeing Miss Ferrer there? In the cafeteria?
In the cafeteria.
Yes. Did you recall? If you can recall, did you see her there?
I'm not sure if Miss Ferrer is there.
In the day of the incident in the cafeteria, based on your here in your answer in your affidavit number 10, you saw Miss Elises and Mr. Manlukao together. They were eating. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then based on your answer in the affidavit number 11, you were asked what did you do after, and you said here that Miss Elises shouted back at you. She said something. Is that correct?
Yeah, she said something.
She said something.
Um,
Can you recall?
Yes.
With the best of your knowledge, can you recall what she said?
She said that ambisyosa raw ako.
So, can you elaborate, when you got into the cafeteria, what did you do? What did you do first? How did you? What time did you arrive at the cafeteria? If you can recall.
It was lunchtime. So I went to cafeteria. And then I saw both of them also in the cafeteria. However, when I have my own when I have already my own lunch and I started to eat prior to that Miss Haley saw me, and then she started having giggling or something that made something that made I don't know what is for that reason with Rodrigo. So while having a conversation with Rodrigo, she was staring at me in an insulting manner.
In an insult. So she insulted. For you, she insulted you.
Yeah.
By saying that you are ambisyosa. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you recall? Is there anyone who heard that that remark? Is there anyone who can back up your statement that such remark was really uttered?
I don't know the names of those people in the cafeteria. But because of that situation, I was humiliated.
Can you remember how many people were there in the cafeteria?
More than 5.
More than 5. Probably, can you say more than 20?
Kasi puno eh.
So, okay.
Because I think when I entered cafeteria, I have no intention to count how many people are there.
Okay. So from what you said earlier, when you entered the cafeteria, you bought first your food. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What can you recall? What did you buy?
It's a coffee and by lunch.
So, after you got, a while ago you said after you got your lunch, and then you saw the two giggling, then you went to their table. Is that correct?
Yeah. At first, I tried to ignore. However, she continues to do that actions towards me. And at the same time, during my, because I wondered why she texted me early morning that her and Rodrigo will have their lunch together. So I was I was amazed because she never did texted me for that particular. She never did texted me anything, but I was surprised for the particular situation.
When you went to their table, Mr. Witness, what did you do? What did you do when you went to their table? If you can recall.
I went to their table and asked Miss Haley why she was doing those to me.
And then, can you remember what did Miss Heidi tell anything to you?
Yes, and she freaking out and not totally freaking out. She said to me that as I've said a while back, she said to me that I am ambisyosa raw ako.
But she told you that when you entered. I'm talking about when you already went to their table. Did she say anything else aside from that?
Nothing.
She did not say anything to you.
What only retained in my memory is that is the phrase, but there are some, but I can't recall because due to humiliation I felt at that time, then much that I need to finish my lunch. I'd rather immediately run away from the cafeteria.
Mr. Witness, a while back you said you ordered coffee. What coffee, if you can recall, what coffee did you order?
My favorite coffee. That is mocha.
Is it your first coffee for the day?
No, because my first coffee is cafe americano.
Cafe Americano. Is that your favorite coffee as well? Cafe Americano.
With herb tea.
Let's go back. When you were in the table, in the table of Miss Heidi and Miss Manlukna, can you recall, did you say anything to them which was offensive for you, if you think? Can you recall?
Pardon?
Or can you recall how about you? What did you say? Did you say anything when you were in their table?
Because of at that time I was emotionally affected of what Miss Haley said. What I did is I just left the cafeteria.
So, based on your recollection, you cannot remember anything you said when you were in their table. Is that what you're telling us?
Yes.
You can no longer recall what you said, right?
It's not recall.
You cannot recall. So again, you cannot recall also if Miss Ferrer was also there. Is that correct?
Yes. Pardon?
You said a while ago. You
Hindi
said
mo na daw po naaalala kung nandun ba si Miss Ferrer sa cafeteria din.
Sinabi ko na po kanina,
you cannot recall.
can't recall.
Is it in your knowledge that Miss Ferrer witnessed for you? Is it with your knowledge?
Yes.
When did she, if within your knowledge, when, do you know when Miss Ferrer witnessed for you?
When
Alam, alam niyo po ba, Mr. Witness, kung kailan tumistigo para sa inyo si Miss Ferrer?
yes po.
Okay. Because Miss Ferrer, in her previous testimony, she said that she did hear something that you say, and if you did, what she heard you say was hindi ka na nakontento sa asawa mo, pati pa boyfriend mo. Can you recall saying these words?
Yeah, because of my burst of emotion, I did say that particular phrase to Miss Haley. Kasi talagang nasaktan din naman ako kasi hindi na pa siya nakontento, may asawa na. Aagawin niya pa yung boyfriend.
Are you okay, Mr. Witness?
Wait lang.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Mr. Witness, you're claiming then that Mr. Manloctao is your boyfriend, is that correct?
Yes.
Can you elaborate? How have you been? How did you become boyfriend with Mr. Manloctao?
It's a very long story, but to cut it short, he always hatid sundo niya ako. And we know each other na talagang boyfriend ko siya.
Mr. Witness, do you love Mr. Manloctao?
If I say more than how I love myself, that is ridiculous. I only love Mr. Manloctao how I love myself. That's it.
Mr. Witness, when you saw the two eating lunch together, what did you feel?
As syempre, bumagyo, lumindol, basta gumuho lahat ang mundo ko. Because pagkasama silang kumakain.
And you do not like that. You do not like seeing Mr. Manloctao spending his lunch with anyone else.
No, because I need to compose myself para hindi ko rin siya masaktan.
Is there any, if you can recall, was there any instances when you and Mr. Manloctao had lunch together?
Yes, not only lunch, but dinner too after our work.
Your Honor, I think I have no more further questions.
Any more questions from the other prosecution?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Witness, you mentioned a while ago that you stated the words that to Miss Heidi because of your bukso ng damdamin. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. And then you mentioned it, you stated those words to Miss Heidi during lunchtime in the cafeteria. Is that correct?
yes,
Okay. And also you've mentioned a while ago that the cafeteria is crowded. It's full of employees and people eating during lunchtime. Is that right?
yeah.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Andre? for the defense? Any?
Yes, Your Honor, letter.
Okay.
Mr. Witness, um, when Heidi started to glance at you in an insulting manner, what did you feel that time?
At first, I tried to ignore. I tried to ignore.
But when Miss Heidi continuously dancing at you, what did you do, Miss Witness? Mr.
Because
Witness.
because of that, because I want to eat my lunch peacefully. When Miss Haiti did not stop on that particular manner, I walked near her, asked her why she was doing those acts.
So am I correct to say, Mr. Witness, that because of that, you developed an ill feelings toward Miss Heidi because she continuously glancing at you in an insulting manner, is that right?
Yes,
When you were asked by the good prosecutors that there were other persons in the cafeteria, you said that there were plenty. Is that right?
yes,
And because of the incident that you feel humiliated and your ill feelings toward Heidi because of her glancing at you, am I correct to say that you did not notice any persons in the cafeteria? Is that right?
yes,
That's why you do not know if Miss Ferrer was there at that time. Is that right?
yes. Basta malilo.
That's all, Your Honor.
No recross, no recross, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Witness,
Yes, yes.
you said that Manong Tao is your boyfriend. Now, when he had lunch with, when you were texted by Heidi that she was having lunch with your boyfriend, did you not ask your boyfriend why he was having lunch with someone else?
It is not. It's not that. I don't. I does that. It is not that I does that because it is an unusual text by Haiti. So I trust my boyfriend. Then
So you did not ask your boyfriend why he was having lunch with Heidi. You did not ask him.
yes, Your Honor, because I have also some works to do. I need to finish my work. However, I also have information for particular things that they will have their lunch. Si magka-department po sila.
So that the text message, is it the one attached to your judicial affidavit?
Yes po. Yes po, Jess.
It is the one where she said, eating with my lunch, Rodrigo. Is that the text?
Yes.
And why did you not confront Rodrigo about it? Is it not, did you not feel any jealousy? That you should get Rodrigo from agreeing to that?
It was like that, but it's not my it's not my type of confront my boyfriend, right? right away. Um, I guess
It's not front your friend did the day about it.
look, I want to, um, I want that, he will be the one to text me.
You waited for him to be the one to tell you. Okay. Okay. No further questions from counsel?
None, Your Honor.
Attorney Sarmiento and Attorney Milan? Or
No more, Your Honor.
okay. He is your last witness, so who is going to make the formal offer?
I'm going to make the formal offer, Your Honor.
Okay. Proceed. Thank you, Mr. Malapit. Proceed with the formal offer.
Yes, Your Honor. Considering that the defense has no more witness to present, may we formally offer our evidence, Your Honor. We offer Exhibit 2, the screenshot of the text messages of Heidi and Mr. Dalapit, Your Honor. This is to prove that there were messages sent by the private complainant to the accused, Your Honor. In the morning at the day of the incident. This is to show that the private complainant tried to trigger the accused by making him jealous on the alleged illicit relationship of the private complainant and the accused. That's the only evidence we offer, Your Honor.
Comment from the prosecution?
No comment, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. In today's continuation of trial, the defense presented the last witness, the person of the accused, who completed his testimony today. The defense then formally offered the exhibits, which is only exhibit 2, which is screenshot of the text message or the exchange of text message between the accused and the private complainant to prove that the private complainant triggered or provoked the accused. The prosecution did not interpose any comment. Hence, the exhibit 2 of the defense is admitted evidence. However, the purpose for which it is being offered shall be determined by the court when the case is decided. Would you like to submit memoranda or make oral argument?
Yes, Your Honor. If the court will allow.
Which among those? Memoranda or oral argument?
Oral argument, Your Honor.
When will we schedule that?
Your Honor, we can prepare it within the week. We can submit.
So we can, so the oral arguments will be conducted. Is it memorandum or oral argument?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Memorandum po. Memorandum.
Memorandum. So I'll give you 10 days to submit written memoranda. Submit, defense.
Your Honor, may we given the same date, Your Honor, to file our memorandum.
The simultaneous submission of memorandum. Both parties are given 10 days. Submit written memoranda, arguing your respective positions in support of your respective states. Thereafter, the case is submitted for decision. Okay? Let's have a recess, and then we will resume the second case. Interpreter.
The court is now in recess.
Thank you so much.